Hey, welcome back to Me Being Cheap. Today I'd like to talk about what to do when you lose a piece to a game or a puzzle or some sort of toy. So if you have kids, you've probably dealt with that. So this toy right here, it's actually a 3D puzzle. It's a lot of fun. I bought it a couple years ago out in Colorado for $14.99. Jimmy really liked playing with this. And what you do is you stack these little colored things in three-dimensional puzzles, and there's a lot of challenges that they give you on how to do that, how to accomplish it. Somehow we lost a piece. The container spilled in the Suburban, and we thought we had the pieces all picked up, but we lost one, and we tore the Suburban apart, couldn't find it, so I'm assuming it probably fell out on the ground when a door was open. Anyhow, normally what a lot of people would do is, okay, this toy is missing a piece, we'll just throw it away. Well, it was really a fun toy, and I didn't want to throw it away, so I hung on to it, and the kids' dad ended up getting a 3D printer at their house. And so I don't know if you could tell, but this piece right here is the one that's missing, and it looks slightly different because it was actually 3D printed. Now, it was a dark green, so the color is accurate, but all these other pieces, they're shiny. This one's a little bit rough, and I'll pick it up so you can get a close look at it. But that is the 3D printed missing game piece. So that's one option, dealing with missing pieces. And we knew exactly what the piece looked like because there it is right there in the instruction book. So that made Jimmy happy. He was able to learn a new skill, although I'm betting brother and his dad probably did most of the 3D printing. And we didn't waste our $14.99, and nor did we contribute extra plastic to the landfill. Now, years ago, I clipped this article from a magazine, and it talks about missing pieces, and it talks about what companies used to do as far as missing pieces, and I'm going to focus in on this list of phone numbers. So we have Bandai, Crayola, Erector, Fisher-Price, Galoob, Hasbro, Kenner, Tonka, Lego. That's a big one at our house. Little Tikes, Mattel, Tyco, Milton Bradley, Parker Brothers, Playskool. Now, this article is from several years ago. I don't know what they do as far as replacement pieces now, but if you have a toy that's missing something, and even if it's a toy that you want to get rid of, maybe your kids don't play with it anymore, it might be worthwhile to look and see if you can actually get a replacement piece for it before you pass it along. That would definitely keep unwanted junk out of the landfill and make the toy useful for somebody else. It's nothing like buying something at a yard sale or secondhand, only to discover all the pieces aren't there. So this creating your own pieces when something's missing is not new. This was my parents' Monopoly game. They said that they bought this game when they were on their honeymoon. As you can tell, it is well used. We played a lot of board games growing up. Monopoly was definitely one of the more popular ones. So, growing up, we were actually missing a couple things. We had North Carolina, the Electric Company, Pennsylvania Avenue. And I guess, going through multiple moves, living in many different houses and having 4 kids and a lot of friends coming over, pieces do get lost. So we made do with little scraps of paper. Now, years later, I picked up an extra game at a yard sale for the spare pieces. And so I actually have a complete set of the properties now, with the exception of the States Avenue. So I'm voting that States Avenue must be the most frequently lost game card because it was missing in my parents' set and it was missing from the set from the yard sale. So years ago, and this was before I had kids, I actually created my own color-coded, size-appropriate upgrade in the property card. Looks like it has gotten wet, which is definitely a lot better than scraps of paper. But hey, it worked. If you want to play the game, it worked. So this did two things. One, my parents didn't have to buy a new Monopoly game. They didn't have a lot of money. And in fact, they said that they actually had to use some of their wedding money to buy this game. So we used this growing up. My kids used it. So we kept this out of the landfill by making do with scraps of paper. And then I rescued another game from a yard sale and used those extra pieces to complete this game. So anyhow, think before you toss, because if you toss this game and had to go buy another one, that's going to cost you money when what you have will work just fine. So keep these options in mind. You can make pieces. Oh, and speaking of make, I know many of you probably don't have access to a 3D printer, but there is a new phenomenon that's going across the U.S. called Makerspace, and that's M-A-K-E for make, and that is a shared workshop. You'll have access to a lot of tools if you join. I actually took the tour of the one in Wichita. It was very nice. It was only going to cost about $20 a month, but you have access to a lot of tools. But Wichita's too far from me, so I didn't join. It's a cool concept, though. Many of the maker spaces do have 3D printers, so you can make replacement pieces, either fancy or low budget or semi-low budget. You can call the manufacturer and see if they will give you a replacement piece. Or you can purchase a similar incomplete item at a yard sale and get your extra pieces that way. All right, thanks for watching. Have a great day.